What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel as you come in and you check out the content. And with that being said, I was recently watching highlights, right, of Bronny James game. I'm not sure if it was a like a preseason game or whatever, but Arizona played a Division II school, and I'm watching Bronny James. The highlights from this game, and I'm watching Bronny James's his body language and just how he plays and how he moves on the court. And Bronny James don't look to be confident at all in any of his moves. And it's at one point in time, people were saying, "Well, Bronny James is going to be better than I'm Bryce James." I'm sorry, I said Bronny. Bryce James is going to be better than Bronny James. And I don't believe it. I'm watching Bryce James on the court against this Division II team, and Bryce James didn't look good at all. He just didn't look confident. He wasn't aggressive. He was standing around like watching people rebound, and he was a lot of times Bryce was in the way far as like bringing his man to the guy with the ball, which caused set him up for a double team. I don't understand like how Bryce James and Bronny James could come from a situation where they had their just because their father is one of the best don't mean that they was going to be one of the best. But some of the basic mistakes that they're making, it just seems like somebody has really taken their confidence, or they are just really not meant to be basketball players, in my opinion. I think against this Division II team, Bryce he scored 2 points. You know, they was leaving him open for jump shots, and he was missing them. A Division II, when a Division II team don't really have any respect for you, I think Bryce James and Bronny James need to find something else to do besides basketball. They unless they play, like if they really like basketball and they play like at a lower level, like I don't even think that Bronny James should be playing not just in the NBA, but not even G League. I don't think he's good enough for G League. Bryce, I think maybe he should be like at a Division II or Division III school. And people might say that that's going overboard, but Arizona just played a Division II school, and these guys had no respect for Bryce James' shot. They didn't even, they just was playing off of him, and so I can't pinpoint like why Bryce and Bronny James are like that. Only thing I can say is they were made to do something that they didn't want to do. Like their heart is not in it. You could tell the way both of these guys play that their heart is not in it. And it's hard to have confidence in your game if your heart is not in it, because if your heart is in it, you're going to have a certain amount of passion about it, and you're going to have like that fight in you. They don't look either one of those boys don't look to have that fight in them. Bryce James didn't have it, in this game I just watched with this against this and they beat Arizona beat this team probably like about almost 40 points. And you telling me that Bryce could only get 2 points out of that? Man, I think, like I said, these guys are only playing basketball because they think they have to, which I think LeBron James should have protected them from this. Like he should have let them know that you don't have to play basketball. You're in a position where you can do other things, outside of the spotlight, because they get so much attention, and they probably feel like, everything they're going to do, which is true, everything they do is going to be scrutinized. It's going to be under the microscope. And it was the same way with Michael Jordan's sons, right? Michael Jordan's sons, And I think that Michael Jordan's sons are much better basketball players than Brice and Bronny. But still, they just, you know, they was under so much scrutiny because of who their father was. And at a certain point in time, you just want to step back from that, and you want to be able to live your own life. You want to be able to make your own way, and you want to be able to develop skills or develop in a field where you're comfortable and do something that you're passionate about. But basketball for Brice James don't look like it's it. And I don't think I'm being overly judgmental. You just have to watch him on the court, watch his movement. He's hiding just like his brother, like in certain situations, he hide on the court, and players hide on the court when they don't have confidence. So like wherever the ball is, he's going to go to the opposite side of the court. He's going to make it look like he's cutting, but he'll hide on the court so he don't have to get the ball, and so he don't have to perform. And if you got a kid that's hiding on the court when your team is up by 20 and 30 points, that's a kid that don't have no confidence. That's a kid who don't want to be out there. And so I don't know, somebody has to step up and tell LeBron James, one of these guys, and got to say, look, man, this not what I want to do. My heart's not in it. I think that, Bronny James is playing at Arizona because of who his father is, but his heart is not in it. When anybody who play basketball, and they could see immediately through, a person, like if they really feel this, or if their heart is in, even if the person is somebody who don't have talent, but they're going to work hard, and you have more respect for that person than a person that's like don't have any confidence and that's hiding on the court. You can't really do that. You don't want to play with that person. And you don't want to play against a person like that, because that's not a challenge to you. You'll run right over that person. That person, you can't get better from playing with that person, right? And so high school is over with for Bronny James. I thought that, that it was an experience. He got to play with some really good talent on a really good team. But I don't think that basketball is his thing. I think that maybe he could have his mother talk to his father and tell him that he don't want to play basketball. And the way I seen Brice play at Arizona, and remember, Bronny got drafted after 1 year at USC. Brice, because his father is getting ready to retire, won't have his father won't have the leverage to get him drafted like he did Bronny. So Brice will have to either stay at Arizona all 4 years, or drop out of Arizona, or drop off of the basketball team and do something else. I don't see Brice doing 4 years on this basketball team, not playing like this. I don't see him 4 years. If he do stay on the team for 4 years, he'll be on the bench, and he'll probably see very little time, because that's how low his skill set is. Like, he'll do very little time on there. He'll see very little time. And if Brice James is satisfied with just being on the team and traveling with the team, and getting, minutes here and minutes there, then that's cool. Ain't no pressure on him. And I think, he'll be if he happy with that, that's cool. But for these people to try to put him in a position where he is where he don't belong, I think you're only hurting the game, and you're doing Brice James a disservice. But I don't see him. I don't think he's going to be on that team for long, not for 4 years. I don't see him hanging in there for 4 years, getting better, and then moving on to the NBA. I don't see that happening, because right now he look like he don't even want to be out there at all. So that's my take on it. Y'all make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to leave a comment. And with that being said, I'll check you all out in the next video. Peace.